Alright, we are back. You know what it is. It's Chronicon Part 3. 5 minutes of knowledge being thrown down your throat. Prepare. We got the Bolero fire cranking in the background. Any Zelda fans know what this is. Pull out your ocarinas and sing along. Alright, archaix.com, let's get straight into this. The Babylonian and Enuma Elish texts, copied from older Sumerian documents, read the earth was originally from the deep, the abyss, south of present position orbiting sun. This early cosmological text records an ancient solar system cataclysm involving destruction of planets and their rearrangement. The earth and its orbit, motion, constellations of the zodiac, ecliptic plane, as now seen from earth, were not established until the fifth tablet, when the moon began orbiting earth and it was ordained to determine the days. Amazingly, Planet Phoenix's 45th visitation to the inner solar system was in 1902 AD, when immense dust clouds and mud reigned all over the world. The same year when the Babylonian cuneiform and Enuma Elish records were translated into English and published with full photos of the ancient texts in an exhaustive work by L.K. King at London by Luzac & Co. The Gnostic text on the origin of the world, discovered in 1945 AD, reads that Phoenix was a witness against the powers of darkness, against the angels, and that it would endure until the consummation, which is the end. Phoenix was a witness in the heavens, just as are the sun and moon, identifying it as a celestial body. The phoenix appears as a sign of what will occur in the end times, when the sun will darken and the moon cease shining, the oceans become agitated and chaos erupts. This refers to the sixth seal of Revelation, when planet Phoenix transits darkening the sun, initiating a pole shift, the year 2040 AD. This 4309 BC cataclysm reflected in the Gnostic text Trimorphic Protanoia, which shows that the gods Anunnaki were made fearful because their body of ascent planet was destroyed by a thunder in the deep, the southern space, caused by a great fire that overturned their thrones. Planets were called thrones by the ancients. These archons, lords of time, said, "Our entire habitation has been shaken, and the entire circuit of our path of ascent, orbit, has been met with destruction, and the path upon which we go." This text depicts an orbit was altered. Mystic traditions published in the Holy Tablets, which cite thousands of references to Sumerian and ancient Near East texts, claim that the world was inhabited before Adam, but was destroyed when a dust cloud hit the sun, and meteorites fell upon the earth. This ruination is why Genesis reads, "And there was darkness over the face of the deep." At this time in 4309 BC, most of the Anunnaki were trapped upon their own homeworld, Nibiru, but others were trapped upon a lunar body called the Dark Satellite. Both Nibiru and the Dark Satellite will directly bear upon the course of human history, as they near the Earth, and the Anunnaki are able to travel between the two for short periods. The entire interplanetary civilization built by the Anunnaki is destroyed, including the animals that they had made that we refer to as dinosaurs. Gigantic reptilian and amphibian life forms that flourished on Earth when Earth orbited the day star. Frozen solid and flooded, the entire planet became a fossil, and the Eternal One cursed the Anunnaki to assume the physical forms of their own creations. When the Anunnaki appear on Earth, they appear as reptilian or amphibian with large eyes and sickly bodies. The calendrics for this year are intriguing, as this is 930 Anunnaki chronology. It parallels the age of Adam, who died in his 930th year. 930 is the product of 792 and 138, the orbital periods of Nibiru and Phoenix. Folklorist Els Christensen studied ancient European calendrical systems and determined that the year 4311 BC began a calendar, the zodiacal age of the bull. This is a very amazing finding, for 4311 BC is only 2 years variance from 4309 BC. In context of over 63 centuries, Christensen's calculation is virtually precise. Nibiru enters the inner solar system 18 years after destruction of Daystar and binary system in 4309 BC. Nibiru, over 8 times the mass of Earth, catapults the frozen Earth toward the Sun, which it will begin to orbit in 252 years, positioned between the orbits of Venus and Mars. This year is 396 years before man's banishment in 3895 BC, 396 being half the orbit of Nibiru's 792 years. Later, the Anunnaki will descend and rule over mankind, but this dynasty will end violently 2052 years later at the Great Flood, mirroring the future year of 2052 AD when the Anunnaki 7 kings begin their rulership of post-apocalyptic Earth. And there we have it. Catch you tomorrow.